Penn State finally has their man. But are the fans happy? Talk about it next here on the College Huddle. Welcome to the College Huddle, and let me start off by saying this. Thank you to each and every single one of you who are Penn State fans who have subscribed to the channel as we have been covering the Penn State coaching search now for the better part of half the college football season, to say the least. You all have been fantastic to work for and work with. I have enjoyed interacting with the most of you, for the majority of you, for the most part. But this has been a crazy story that finally seems like it's coming to a conclusion. Matt Campbell, the Iowa State head coach, will be the next head coach of Penn State University. Congratulations to Matt Campbell. And it's going to be very interesting because the the feeling I am getting from Penn State fans is that of mixed reviews. Some are just happy it's over. Some are happy that this thing finally has come to a conclusion and you got a good coach. Others doubt that Matt Campbell is the right guy for the job. Some of you feel slighted that you were promised something better, bigger than Matt Campbell, and it wasn't delivered. Um, yeah, I think it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag of reactions, and I get it. I get it, guys. This is not Matt Campbell's not exactly Nick Saban. He's not Urban Meyer. Um, he's not Caleb DeBoer. I mean, he's not even Eli Drinkwitz. Um, he's Iowa State's Matt Campbell, and he's a good football coach. Don't get me wrong, but this is a different animal that he's walking into in Happy Valley. This is a top 10 job. This is a school with incredibly high expectations, a fan base that right now is very volatile, to say the least. They are very sensitive, and rightfully so. The way that Pat Kraft has handled this has been an absolute butchery. This is not what they were promised when he fired James Franklin all those weeks ago. You have a portion of the fan base that feels like Terry Smith was not given the proper support and opportunity to become the next head coach at Penn State. He righted the ship after losing his first three games, won the last three, got Penn State back to 6-6 to finish the year in a hard-fought win on the road in Piscataway, New Jersey, against Rutgers. And what does he get for this? I guess a pat on the back and an attaboy, and we hope you stick around and you're on Campbell's staff when he takes over. So there's some people who are upset about that. I'm going to say, from my own perspective, if you went with Matt Campbell, why in the heck didn't you give Pat Fitzgerald a solid opportunity to win this job? Pat Fitzgerald did just as good as Matt Campbell, if not slightly better, with a lot worse players and a lot tougher competition in the Big Ten. So, again, the argument would be, well, Pat Fitzgerald didn't have to coach in this new NIL transfer portal era um, when he was released from Northwestern. That's partially true. He was at the beginning stages of that, and it seemed like Northwestern was having trouble adapting to that. That's fair. That's fair. Um, but here we are. This is it. Pat Campbell's the new guy. Pat Campbell's the new head coach. Let's take a look at his career, shall we? I actually know quite a bit about Pat Campbell. Um, so he's from Northeast Ohio, by the way, in case you didn't know that. Born and raised, grew up in Massillon, Ohio, which is a the old hotbed of high school recruiting in Northeast Ohio. Penn State's done a very good job of recruiting Northeast Ohio. Drew Aller, Drew Aller's from the exact same area that Matt Campbell is from. Um, got a scholarship to play football at Pitt. Played there for 1 year before transferring to Mount Union. It's a very popular Division III school in Ohio. Won a pair of Division III NCAA championships there with the Purple Raiders in Mount Union. And then started his coaching career right away. He's the son of a legendary high school coach in the state of Ohio. Started his coaching career as a grad assistant at Bowling Green. Was there for 2 years before going on to coach the offensive line and was the coordinator at Mount Union for 2 years. Then went and coached the offensive line at Bowling Green for a couple years before moving on to rival Toledo, doing the same thing. And then finally in 2012, so his 10th year in the coaching ranks, he got his first head coaching job as the Toledo Rockets head coach, where he was at for 4 seasons before moving on to Iowa State, where he was there with the Cyclones for 10. While at Toledo, he went 35-15 in those 5 years. If I said 4, my apology, it was 5. Took the Rockets to 4 bowl games. Didn't coach in the 4th one. He moved on to Iowa State by then. But he ended up going 2-1 in those 3 bowl games he coached in. So not a bad record. 35-15 overall, 24-8 in the MAC. At Iowa State, his first year in 2016, he had a losing record of 3-9. He ended up having a winning record every single year after that, except for one. 2022, the Cyclones were 4-8, 1-8 in the Big 12. But he ended up going to 7 bowl games in those 10 years. He ended up winning 3 out of the 7, so 3-4 overall is his bowl record. He got first place in the Big 12 twice, once in 2020 in the COVID year when they went 9-3, 8-1 in the conference, and then tied for first again last year in 2024 where they were 11-3, 7-2 in the conference. They didn't win the conference championship, but they did get a conference division title that year and a conference game berth. So he's been to the conference championship twice, I guess you could say, and was 0-2 in those games. But he's the type of guy, folks, that kind of reminds me of James Franklin, to be quite honest with you. 107 wins, 70 losses overall. Very similar to Pat Fitzgerald, like I said. But reminds me a lot of James Franklin. I'm not gonna lie. This feels like you traded James Franklin for James Franklin Light a little bit. So one might argue James Franklin 2.0 possibly. Can he recruit? We're gonna find out. You're gonna find out if he can recruit. Gonna have that transfer portal. They're gonna need a huge transfer portal year at Penn State, no doubt about that. So we'll see who he pulls from his current roster. What players over at Ames, Iowa want to jump in the portal and jump over to Penn State. Matt Campbell, he wasn't your first option. Wasn't your second option. Third or fourth. Maybe not your fifth. I don't know. Was he your 6th, 7th? Oh, Boggs, did you really do that? I saw that. I had to I had to go there after someone put that. Oh, I saw that on social media. I had to do that. Matt Campbell's the next head coach at Penn State. I got to know what Penn State fans are thinking. I've got to know your feelings. Let me know, do you think this is a good hire or not? Are you on the let's wait and see? Are you like, no, this was my guy the whole time. Let's roll. Let's go with this guy. Or are you totally against Campbell and you're like, I'm not opening up that can of soup. This is not for me. I'm pretty frustrated with the whole thing. Got to know what you think, Penn State fans. If you're not a Penn State fan, I still would love to know what you think. If you end up playing Penn State, if you're in the same conference as Penn State in the Big Ten, or you're on Penn State's schedule, does this scare you at all? Or are you sitting there thinking, ooh, yeah, I think we got this one in the bag now. Penn State down bad. Got to know what you think as well. Let me know in the comments section below. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Let us know what you think below. Appreciate y'all. Hit the thumbs up on your way out if you don't mind. Have a great day. Enjoy conference championship weekend.